Shoot your arrows! Cooper Kupp plucks it out of the air and gives the Rams the lead. Robert Woods, touchdown! LA! Goff goes crashing into the end zone. Aaron Donald almost beat the football there. Corey Littleton, have yourself a day. Picked off. Marcus Peters coming off the edge. And Ryan will be wrapped up by Clay Matthews. Everett in stride! Wow!
Franklin Myers gets his hand down there.
Leto got a hand on it. Did he pick it? He did!
Racing down the sideline is Akeem Talib. Gurley for MVP! Touchdown LA!
Picked off by John Johnson.
Well, Diontae Fowler, who is able to get to Breeze. Greg Zuerlein sends the Rams to the Super Bowl! LA will play for the Lombardi!
All right, joining us on the show, we have Toledo wide receiver Diontae Johnson. How's it going, man? Thanks so much for coming on.
We're going pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. We're so excited to talk to you. And just to start this off, we want to hear a little bit about how you got into the game of football.
My dad, when I was young, I was always playing baseball first. But it was like one day my dad was driving by the park, and he seen like his team out there at the park playing, University Bulls. We went out there, just looked at the football team, and just I went out there and watched them practice a couple of times, and my dad just signed me up. And ever since then, I've been playing the game of football.
Yeah, and growing up, did you have a favorite NFL player?
Right now, I've always been looking up to like Stephon Diggs, Emmanuel Sanders, those type of guys. Just the way they get off the ball, I kind of simulate myself to them. But I try to watch a lot of film on my own. So.
Yeah, and, when it came time for you to play in college, you ended up playing for Toledo. What was the main factor for you in choosing them?
Just because they stuck with me through everything. I mean, a lot of schools backed off me because I didn't really go to camps and stuff. I just had a lot of interest coming out of high school. So, and with Toledo just sticking with me through everything, that just showed me that they really believed in me and wanted to give me an opportunity to be successful on the field and off the field. So I couldn't just lead them out the mix.
Yeah, and at Toledo, what was your favorite moment from your college experience?
2017 year, when we won the MAC championship. I mean, because we haven't won one in like a while. Just to be able to bring it back home and say that I won a championship for the program was a good experience.
Yeah, and, you went up against a lot of tough competition during your college career. You played against a lot of really talented guys and talented teams. But is there any player that stands out to you as being the toughest guy you went up against?
I would say Michael Jackson from Miami. Playing against him those 2 years, was able to see like where my game was at. I mean, I already know my game was like up there with all the other players across the country, but just being able to play against a guy like that, just feel like that got me better. It made me play better.
Yeah, he's definitely a stud for sure. So I definitely agree with that. What was it like, being in that receiver room? Because you have yourself, obviously you have John Vay. I probably butchered his first name. And you also have, John Vay. Yeah, there we go. And, of course, you have Cody. So, what was it like, playing with those guys? And kind of now you're all entering the NFL at the same time.
It was an awesome experience for me, just being able to be around those two guys and just growing together and learning from each other. Like, I mean, it was days that we needed help on something on the field, or whether I was watching film, we could always go to each other and ask each other's questions to help us get our game better. And now that we going into the NFL together is a good experience too, because we went in together and now we're coming out together. So they doing their own thing now. So I wish nothing but the best for those two. And we wouldn't be as good as each other as we are right now if we didn't like really help each other out and just stuck with each other, even on the bad days and also on the good days. So I wish those guys nothing but the best.
Yeah, that's awesome. And, you got the opportunity to compete at the NFL Combine. What was that experience like?
So that was a great experience. I mean, a lot of people don't know, like, what goes on during the week, but we just had a lot of testing and stuff, psychological tests. And just being able to go through it with Cody, my teammate, was a good experience also because he got to go through the same things as I did. So, but overall, we got to the end of the week. We performed well.
Yeah, and then, obviously, mentioning those guys earlier, what was it like to have that pro day with them? You kind of a send-off there and, be able to participate in front of all, these scouts and coaches alike. And then kind of tell me, how you feel, you did at your pro day.
It was great getting back and seeing Cody and Diontae at pro day because I haven't seen them in like a month or so while we were training or whatnot. But just being back at the pro day, I felt like I did good. I mean, I wanted to show the scouts that I can get in and out my breaks fluently, catch the ball also, because a lot of them got me mixed up saying I had a lot of drops this past season, but I just wanted to show them I could catch the ball also and really show them my punt return ability too, because I'm real high on like special teams, so I take pride in that. So I just wanted to show them I could do those type of things.
Yeah, of course. And, in your opinion, what is your biggest strength as a player?
I would say my releases at the line of scrimmage, being able to run every route in the route tree, catching the ball in the traffic, and just getting open.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. And, what are you looking to most improve upon, coming into the NFL?
I would say my strength in my routes and not getting bumped out my stem. That would be the main focus right now. And I got everything else in my toolbox. I just got to polish that up a little bit. I should be fine.
Yeah, and what is one thing that you bring to the table that no other wide receiver brings in this draft?
Just being able, like, versatility, being able to play in and out, and just my speed. I can. I'm not as fast. I'm not as quick as like Marquise Goodwin or a guy like that. But I can run. Like, and my ability to catch the ball as well. 'Cause like I said before, they mistaking me for like a lot of drops and questioning if I really can catch or whatnot. But just those type of things and my ability to play special teams, because a lot of guys don't play special teams. And like I said, I take pride in that, and that's something I want to keep doing.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't discount your speed, man. You have one of the quickest release off the line of scrimmage in this draft for a receiver, so I wouldn't knock yourself too much there. And you have no problem, stacking the defensive back. I think you do a great job of that. So just obviously giving you your props. Definitely don't beat yourself up too much because, you're a stud.
Yeah, I got football speed. So.
Well, it's all about game speed, I mean, you can run a 4.6, with running in shorts and a T-shirt, but if you're running that 4.4 speed in pads, who cares? But with that being said, I just want to ask you kind of a fun question, kind of moving towards the NFL. Who do you most want to moss at the next level?
Who I want to moss? I would say Jalen Ramsey because I like his game and he's competitive. So he likes to get up in your face and talk stuff to you. So I like those type of players. So those type of players make me get better. So and I like competition. So.
Yeah, definitely a good answer. And, this next question has kind of a similar nature. But if you had to pick a quarterback to catch a touchdown pass from in the NFL, who would it be?
I'd say Tom Brady, just because he's the GOAT and he's been in the game for a long time. He's a great quarterback all around.
Yeah, that's definitely one we get a lot. So I mean, I think that's definitely fair. But This being a Rams-based podcast, I have to ask you, Diontae, have you met or spoken with the Rams throughout this draft process?
No, sir, I have not talked to them at all.
Well, we, are going to be fans of you no matter where you go because Jake and I absolutely love your game. We love watching you. We think you're such a special player, and we can't wait to see what you do at the NFL level. So we're wishing you the best of luck and, know that you're going to have a very successful NFL career. But to wrap it up in your own words, who is Diontae Johnson, the player, and who is he as a person?
Diontae Johnson as a player, the good guy. I mean, he's humble. I mean, he loves to work. He's always willing to learn from anything, like soak up as much information as he can just to better himself and roll around. And as a person, he's just a good person off the field. He's like chill. He doesn't really like to be on the scene like that. Just a good person to be around. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, well, I think that's awesome. Obviously we'd love to see you in Horns. Regardless of the team that you are on, we are going to be fans of you for sure. We appreciate you coming on. We wish you the best of luck. You stay healthy, and let's keep in touch, Diontae.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Have a good one, Diontae.
You too.
All right, guys. Joining the show, we have Akron cornerback Kyron Brown. How's it going, man? Thanks so much for coming on.
Everything's pretty good, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. And just to start this off, we just want to hear a little bit about how you got into the game of football.
I didn't hear you. What you said?
Oh, just to start it off, we just want to hear a little bit about how you got into the game of football.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been playing football since I could walk for real. My dad introduced it to me, so I've been playing it my whole life. So it's like second nature to me now. And yeah, that's how I got introduced to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And growing up, did you have a favorite football player that you kind of looked up to?
Growing up, I had a few, man. Champ Bailey was my favorite. Darrell Reeves. Just corners like that.
Yeah, and when it came time for you to play in college, you ended up playing for Akron. What's the main factor for you in choosing them?
Well, actually, how I got to Akron is kind of crazy. I was originally recruited by Terrell Buckley. Then he took a new job at Louisville, and so I was kind of debating on like whether or not I wanted to still like commit to Akron and go to Akron. So they were in the process of finding a new DB coach. The D coordinator flew down to my school, told me like, they're gonna find a new DB coach within the next few days. So they found a new DB coach. He flew out to my house, and I met him and stuff. And it turned out that he had played arena football with my dad, and so like he knew my family when he got there. Like he was shocked that it was me. So it just worked out like that.
That's awesome. It sounds like that, that whole connection really led you to go there.
Yeah, for sure.
With that being said, we've spoken with a couple of your teammates, obviously, Quadarius Smith, wide receiver and kick returner. And then we spoke to, linebacker there, Ulysses, Gilbert. What was it like playing with those guys, and just kind of, what you guys were able to do? In the MAC.
Yeah, it was a blessing playing with those guys, man. Those are like my brothers now. We built a relationship that would last for a long time, and it was just it was fun turning the program around. Our senior year didn't go as we planned, but it was just fun just going through all those ups and downs with those guys, man, and just improving the program as a whole, man. I think we left a legacy there, so it was real fun playing with them.
Yeah, I bet. And, I'm sure that you had a lot of memorable moments in your college career, but is there any moment that stands out to you as being your favorite?
I would say probably us winning the MAC East Division. That was definitely one of my favorite moments, man, the first time. And, like, since 2005, I believe that we did that. So just being able to bring that back to Akron and just the joy that we felt when we won the MAC East and then got to play in the MAC Championship. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, without a doubt. And obviously, playing in that conference, you went up against some top competition. You played Buffalo, and they have a bunch of guys that are, hitting the NFL draft, such as, yourselves. But who was the toughest player that comes to mind that you went up against in college?
Oh, man, the toughest player, it probably would be the receiver from Toledo, Diontae Johnson. I believe that's his name, number 3 from Toledo. He's probably the best receiver I faced. Him as well as, I'll say, Hakeem Butler from Iowa State. They both are pretty good. So those are definitely the 2 best receivers I faced in my career at Akron.
Yeah, definitely 2, really tough guys to go up against for sure. We actually had Diontae on the show as well. So, but, I just kind of want to touch on this a little bit, but how was your NFLPA Bowl experience?
Oh, man, that was an amazing experience, man. Just learning, just outside of football, man, just learning, like, life from the NFL players, life outside of football, the things that go into the business aspect of it, just learning from an ex-GM had came and spoke to us. So it was a great experience just learning from all the guys that had experience at the next level and just teaching us little things about the game that we didn't know. So it was definitely a wonderful experience. And then being able to be coached by Hall of Fame players. My DB coach there was Darryl Green. He's in the Hall of Fame. He played in the NFL for 20 years, I believe. So just being able to be coached by those and then being around great players, just building relationships with people that you never met before. So it definitely was a wonderful experience. And on top of all that, we was in California, so that was really dope too.
Yeah, no, absolutely, because you were at Pasadena, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I love the location of that game. It's definitely something else.
Yeah.
But is there anybody there, like when you were there, that you noticed that kind of stood out to you? Like we talked about toughest player you went up against in college, but was there anybody that made you like, wow, like that guy's legit?
Yeah,
when you going up against him.
The little receiver from Boston College, I forget what his name was, but he was definitely like one of the best receivers there. Dang, I forgot his name, but he was definitely the best receiver there. His route running was amazing, man. He's just so quick. So he was definitely one that stood out to me.
Yeah, and also, how was your pro day experience?
Pro day was wonderful, man. I didn't get the times that I, expected or wanted to, but I think I performed pretty well. There were a lot of scouts there, I met with a few of them after my pro day. So I think it was just definitely a wonderful experience for us and the University of Akron as a whole, man. We got a lot of guys coming out that should get a shot in the NFL. So it was pretty dope to see all of my teammates chasing their dream alongside with me, man. So it was definitely a wonderful experience.
Yeah, like we spoke with Ulysses about, I mean, what you guys are doing now is only going to add that value to Akron as a program. So I think this year was huge for, not only you guys, it kind of propels you, forward to the NFL, but it also really helps with recruiting. So,
yeah, definitely.
Just seeing what you guys are able to do, I mean, I don't think it can go unnoticed.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Definitely. I think we not even us, like the guys that came before us, because we have a few guys that came before us that's lasting in the NFL right now. So just paving the way for the younger guys, man, setting an example for them, showing them that don't matter where you go to school at, no matter what they say about your school, and if you can ball, the scouts they'll find you for sure.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with that. But with that being said, talking about your game, what do you bring to the table in this draft that no other cornerback brings?
I think my experience level that I have, a lot of guys play college football. I mean, are on a college football team, but not a lot of guys are playing as much as I played. I redshirted my freshman year, but ever since then I played in every single game from that point on. So I think my experience, my football IQ, just being able to learn things quickly. I'm very instinctive on the field because of my football IQ, so I play a lot faster on the field. And like I said, just being able to learn and use my football IQ to my advantage is definitely one of my strongest attributes.
Yeah, and is that what you consider your biggest strength as a player to be, or is there something else that you would consider your biggest strength to be?
That's definitely the biggest strength that a lot of people don't see. I think my other strength that's visible is my length. I definitely try to use that to my advantage, man. My long arm. receivers being good with him is definitely one of my strengths that's visible for sure.
Yeah, of course. And, this question we ask everyone that comes on, but there's not always an answer, and that's okay. There could be, bits and pieces, but we want to know if there's anybody out there that you think, really you've modeled your game after, any player from past or present.
Yeah, definitely. I studied a lot of Richard Sherman, his zone techniques, the way I actually spoke with him at the NFL GA Bowl as well, so I kind of got in his head a little bit on like what he does, how he studies film, what he looks for. So I definitely try to model my game after him, being that we're both tall, long striders with long arms. And I also study Patrick Peterson a lot because, in my opinion, he has the best press technique in the league right now. His footwork, his hand placement, all that's amazing. So Richard Sherman and Patrick Peterson, most definitely.
And this is just kind of a fun question we like to ask corners who come on the show, but what wide receiver would you most want to cover in the NFL?
That I most want to cover?
Yeah.
I want the best, man. So Julio, Odell Beckham, Antonio Brown, all the top guys, man. I'm really looking forward to going against them.
Yeah, it's definitely not a bad pick. And now
definitely.
I kind of want to, stick with that kind of fun question and let's move more to which quarterback you want to pick off in the NFL.
Quarterback, that's a no-brainer, man. Tom Brady for sure. It's so hard to intercept him, sack him, all that. He's the best all time, in my opinion. So Tom Brady. Like I said, I want to go against the best all the time. So guys like Tom Brady, Drew Brees, all the top guys in the league right now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Tom Brady is the answer we get 99.9% of the time because, like you said, he's the best of the best, and, it'd be pretty cool to pick him off. But
yeah, definitely.
We are a Los Angeles Rams-based podcast, so we ask every prospect that comes on our show, have you met or spoken with the Los Angeles Rams?
I spoke with them at my All-Star game. I spoke with like two of their scouts, I believe. And I also just chopped it up with one of their scouts right after Pro Day.
Well, we definitely love hearing that. We're big fans of your game, Kyron, and, it'd be awesome to see you in horns.
Yeah, man, definitely. Hope they take that shot on me.
Us too. And, just to wrap it up in your own words, who is Kyron Brown, the player, and who is he as a person?
Kyron Brown is just a real competitive guy. I'm going to compete with any and everybody at all times, man. I'm very confident in my abilities. Like I said before, I'm very smart. My football IQ is through the roof, I believe, in my eyes. And, a physical guy that loves to compete, is going to compete, won't back down from anybody, and just willing to get the job done, hard worker. Will learn the system very quick and just go out there and compete every day. Kyron Brown, a person, off the field, man, I'm pretty laid back, pretty chill. I don't do much besides work out, play with my son. Humble guy. So, yeah, that's about it. I'm just ready to get it going.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. We're really glad we were able to get you on, right before the draft, and we're excited to see what you do. We're excited to see what you, Ulysses, and Quad do. We think that, Akron is putting themselves on the map, and it's because, this class, and obviously classes before, but this class is really going to help that program moving forward.
Definitely. I appreciate you guys for taking the time out to chat with me.
Of course. Have a good one, Kyron.
All right, thank you.
Absolutely, man. Let's stay in touch.
All right, yes, sir.